On Target, World War II movies. Accuracy in a movie is important, especially in a genre like war. It goes to credibility of the filmmakers. Whenever a World War II themed movie comes out, there is a whole following of the subject that are going to view it with a very critical eye. Today, we will take a look at some examples of older and recent World War II movies, based on how accurate they are. If you enjoyed this video, hit the notification button to get my new videos. If you want to check out my many other videos, head over to my channel. The link is in the description. Let's get into it in no particular order. The Dam Busters, 1955. This film about the Royal Air Force's mission to destroy a series of raw river dams by inventing new technology, rotating cylindrical bombs compared to skipping stones across water, is not so known about today. Great Britain's most popular film of 1955. The movie deserves to be on the list, despite the restrictions imposed on filmmakers by Britain's Official Secrets Act and the limited state of special effects in 1955. The Dam Busters stays close to the facts, also excelling in conveying the tension experienced by the Lancaster air crews as they flew dangerously low through a gauntlet of bullets to drop the bombs, as well as those back home in England waiting to know the results. The inventor, Barnes Wallis, went on to invent other successful weapons that helped bring the Second World War to an end sooner rather than later. The Longest Day, 1962. This epic movie, directed by American, English, and German directors, is a rendition of Cornelius Ryan's 1959 classic book. The main focus of this film is the D-Day attacks, and not any individual participant, almost all played by A-list movie stars: John Wayne, Henry Fonda, Sean Connery, Robert Mitchum, and Richard Burton, amongst others. The filmmakers saved some money by filming in black and white. Otherwise, they did not skimp on producing the events as accurately as possible, despite the technology of the day. Even so, the landing on Omaha Beach is compared to Steven Spielberg's gruesome version in the movie Saving Private Ryan, lacking its accuracy and intensity. However, The Longest Day remains the classic film of the war's most important day, winning 2 Academy Awards, one for special effects and another for Best Black and White Cinematography. Tora Tora Tora, 1970. This film got it right, despite critics at the time panning it for being dull due to poor character development. However, that was the point. It was not meant to be about specific personalities, rather about the event itself. 2 Japanese directors shot their part of the story, while Richard Fleischer directed the American sequences, added credibility to the film's accuracy. One reason it still holds up so well: the Japanese scenes that were cut from the original release are now available on a more recent DVD release. Nominated for 5 Academy Awards, winning 1 for special effects. Patton, 1970. This important movie, directed by Franklin J. Schaffner, released in the midst of America's most controversial war. Remarkably, both pro- and anti-Vietnam War hawks found things to appreciate in this movie, with almost everyone praising George C. Scott's masterful embodiment of George S. Patton in all his complexity. Francis Ford Coppola wrote the screenplay years before it was filmed, combining anecdotes about the man taken from several first-hand accounts. Coppola created the film's famous opening scene, where a bemedaled Patton addresses his troops while standing in front of an enormous American flag. By piecing together quotes from Patton's actual speeches in a way that conveys the essence of the man, Patton won several Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, and Best Screenplay.
Bastard sitting here crying in front of these brave men who've been wounded.
Das Boot, 1981. Opening with a shocking statistic: 40,000 served on German U-boats, 30,000 did not return. We then see a drunken celebration as German submariners celebrate in a French tavern. The scene suggesting we are, metaphorically, watching dead men walking, or stumbling. The movie excels in the sense one has of being in the cramped bowels of a World War II German submarine amongst its crew. We experience the grime, the claustrophobia, the camaraderie, the heaving seas, the strategy of the hunt, and the fear of being hunted in turn. The constant dread of pinging enemy sonar and the deafening explosions during depth charge attacks, and stress while being trapped on the ocean floor. A visceral experience, leaving us with the realization that this was what life was really like for the crew on a German U-boat. Band of Brothers, 2001. Technically not a movie, but a miniseries. I'll give this one a pass for this video. From the same team that created Saving Private Ryan, director Steven Spielberg, actor Tom Hanks, and others. Also supported author Stephen Ambrose's splendid 1992 book on the American paratroopers of Easy Company, 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment of the 101st Airborne Division. An excellent 10-part miniseries that accompanies the men of Easy Company from their time in a training camp to the eventual surrender of Wehrmacht units near Adolf Hitler's Berchtesgaden Alpine retreat. Few miniseries depict the experiences of the average GI better than this miniseries in its totality. One can easily conclude that the Band of Brothers depicts what it was actually like for the men in Easy Company. Interviews with some of the actual members of the company add an extra layer of reality to the viewer's experience. Downfall, 2004. In this telling of the end of Adolf Hitler and his regime, Downfall recounts the Führer's deranged last few days while held up inside his Berlin bunker. Based in part on the memoirs of Charles Jung, one of Hitler's secretaries, also in the bunker. This film is compelling despite the diabolical person at its heart. The makers of Downfall tried to humanize history's most evil and well-known mass murderer. Viewers are left to work out for themselves how Hitler had come to pass. Swiss actor Bruno Ganz was justly praised for his role of Hitler. The film was nominated for Best Foreign Film of 2004. The movie is contentious in and outside Germany for a complex depiction of Hitler as someone more than a monster.
Alle erforderlichen Vorkehrungen für die Beseitigung meiner sterblichen Überreste zu treffen.
Letters from Iwo Jima, 2006. Clint Eastwood's films presenting the Iwo Jima campaign can be difficult to watch, in the same way that Saving Private Ryan and Das Boot are hard to watch. Like those movies, it conveys the horrors of battle, yet does so from the Japanese view, considering that all the Japanese characters shown in the film died in the battle, and that those in the movie that survived are fictional characters. It isn't completely accurate in the literal sense, but excels in accuracy, capturing the horror of combat for the Japanese soldier. Eastwood plausibly represents General Tadamachi Kurabayashi, portrayed by Ken Watanabe, Baron Takaishi Nishi, and other Japanese leaders, understanding their character and spirit as professional soldiers serving in an unwinnable cause. Letters from Iwo Jima, filmed back-to-back with his companion piece movie Flags of Our Father, also released in 2006. Depicting the battle from the American side, excels in explaining the true nature of combat in the Pacific Theatre, in all its brutality and cruelty. Letters from Iwo Jima won an Academy Award for Best Sound Editing. Unbroken, 2014. Actress-director Angelina Jolie brought Laura Hillenbrand's bestseller about American airmen and POW Louis Zamperini to the screen. She made a truly memorable film that tracks admirably close to her subject's story. Zamperini had a troubled youth growing up in Torrance, California, before he realized he possessed incredible speed and an indomitable spirit, leading him to compete as a middle-distance runner in the 1936 Olympic Games in Berlin. The same traits served him well during the 47 days he survived on a raft in the Pacific Ocean after a plane crash, followed by years of captivity, torture, and starvation, suffering at the hands of his cruel Japanese captors. The most powerful message of Zamperini's life was his discovery of the power of forgiveness, is saved for the final credits. Dunkirk, 2017. The creators of Dunkirk went to incredible lengths to accurately portray the events of the Dunkirk evacuation, from the perspective of the encircled British Tommies, pilots, and the hundreds of brave British civilians who participated in the evacuation of more than 338,000 British and French soldiers from France. A devastating defeat that was in some ways also seen as a victory, as it led to the resurrection of the British Army and the creation of the Free French Force. Most of the characters in the film were fictional. They are composites of real-life individuals, which helps the film accurately convey the desperation, confusion, and tenacity of all those involved. Dunkirk won Academy Awards for Best Film Editing, Best Sound Editing, and Best Sound Mixing. Honourable mentions: The Story of G.I. Joe, 1945, Battleground, 1949, To Hell and Back, 1955, The Bridge on the River Kwai, 1957, The Great Escape, 1963, PT 109, 1963, Midway, 1976, Schindler's List, 1993, Saving Private Ryan, 1998, Conspiracy, 2001, The Great Raid, 2005. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate your likes and subscribers. Hit the notification button to get my new videos. Take a look at my channel and check my Facebook page. The links are in the description. I am Wrangler. Bye for now. See you again soon.
Interesting facts about famous people.